Well, welcome to my first ever review of 2018. Woo-woo! And also, today we're going to be looking at The Invasion of Time. So, here we go. To the confusion of Leela and K9, the Doctor has a covert meeting with aliens before taking his companions to the Citadel at Gallifrey. Once there, he takes claim to the vacant presidency as is right by Time Lord law, has his presidential offices lined with lead, and has Leela banished from the Citadel as she is an alien. Later, in front of the gathered Time Lords, the Doctor greets three figures that materialize within the Citadel, the Vardans, whom he had met before coming to Gallifrey, and addresses them as the Time Lords' new masters. Amid the confusion, the complaint-castling Kellner kowtows to the Vardans and assists them in taking over, issuing arrests and ordering banishment for any Time Lords that he sees uncooperative. The Doctor confides to Chancellor Borusa that the Vardans can read their thoughts, but the lead lining in his chamber blocks this. The Doctor has a plan to lock the Vardans away in a time lock on their home planet, as they are a dangerous race, but needed to take this facade as to determine the location of their homeworld and banish Leela for her own safety. Smart man. The Doctor later explains the same to the Citadel Guard Commander Andred, using a force field from the TARDIS to shield his thoughts, as to gain his help. Nice. Meanwhile, Leela has faith that the Doctor's actions are towards a larger goal, and along with the banished Time Lady Rodan, travel across the wastelands of Gallifrey. They meet a group of outsiders that have abandoned Time Lord ways, led by Nesbin. Leela explains the situation at the Citadel, and Nesbin agrees to help, assembling a resistance force to help take the Citadel back. When Kellner and the Vardans accuse the Doctor of being untrustworthy, he offers to show his commitment by dismantling the transduction barrier that surrounds Gallifrey, which would allow the Vardans' full invasion force to arrive. Dun dun dun. However, the Doctor tricks them, and only creates a small hole in the barrier, large enough for K9 to trace the Vardans to their home planet and engage the time lock, causing the Vardans to disappear. The situation seems resolved, but moments later, a squad of Sontaran warriors transport into the Citadel. Uh-oh. Their leader, Commander Storr, explains he had used the Vardans to help disable the transduction barrier and seizes control of the Citadel. While Kellner quickly aligns with the Sontarans, the Doctor, Borusa, and their allies escape, regrouping with Leela, Rodan, Nesbin, and the other outsiders. Leela joins Andred to help defend the Citadel with a combined resistance group and Citadel guardsmen, while Rodan repairs the hole in the barrier. The Doctor convinces Borusa to give over the Great Key of Rassilon, which he plans to use to power a DMAC gun, a weapon that erases its target from all of time. Storr learns of this and orders a squad of Sontarans to give chase in the Doctor's TARDIS with assistance from Kellner. The Doctor is able to elude them within the labyrinthine corridors of the TARDIS, and with Rodan and K9's help, constructs the DMAC gun. He goes out into the Citadel to find Storr, who is attempting to destroy the Eye of Harmony with a bomb. The Doctor fires the DMAC gun at the bomb, protecting the Eye, but at the same time, killing Storr and changing the past. The Sontaran invaders disappear, ending the threat. Yay! Borusa has Kellner arrested for treason and starts the process of rebuilding the Citadel. As the Doctor prepares to leave, Leela announces she plans to stay behind with Andred, as they have found a romantic interest in each other, and K9 also insists that he must stay to help Leela. After saying his goodbyes, the Doctor enters the TARDIS and pulls out a large crate labeled K9 Mark II. Question? How did he get that? Anyway, let's look at some production notes and other information about this episode. The script is credited to David Agnew, a pseudonym often used by the BBC for work produced in-house by contracted production team members. On this occasion, it marks the authors Anthony Red, the series script editor, and Graham Williams, executive producer. This story was written as a replacement for another story, The Killers of the Dark, by David Weir, which was considered too expensive and too complex to shoot. The script was written in just 2 weeks, with 4 days for rewrites. Additionally, when asked about the unused script at a convention, Graham Williams, having forgotten the exact title, made up the sign Jin Sing, as in the killer cat's Jin Sing, or Ginseng, spelling being indeterminate, resulting in the fan myth that this was the original title. It was Robert Holmes who suggested to Graham Williams that this story be split into 2 segments. The first 4 being based around the Vardans, and the final 2 episodes being based around the Centaurans, will come into the story at the end of episode 4. Louise Jameson, who had already announced her departure from the show, hardly wished for her character, Leela, to be killed at the end of the series, and was disappointed that Leela instead opted to stay behind on Gallifrey with Andred, even though nothing in the script suggests a romance between the 2 characters. The producers decided that killing off her character would be too traumatic for younger viewers. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. An industrial strike, which was eventually resolved before production, forced the studio sets to be constructed within St. Anne's Hospital and Redhill, as the BBC's Christmas holiday specials were given priority on the regular studios. As a result of the industrial strike, Graham Williams was given the option of not producing the final 6 episodes of the season and having the money roll over into the next season. Williams rejected this because of the additional problem of inflation that year and didn't want the budgeted money to depreciate even further. In addition to St. Anne's Hospital, location filming also took place at British Oxygen, Hammersmith, and Beechfield's Quarry in Redhill, Surrey. The Centauran costumes are cumbersome and limited the field of vision of the actors wearing them, so much that they are often seen tripping through and over props at one point. At one point, a Centauran, played by the actor Stuart Fell, nearly takes his fall after missing a short jump and landing on a pool chair. As aliens originate on a planet of notably high gravity, however, their clumsiness is easily explained. The closing credits of episodes 3, 4, and 6 feature the return of the section of Doctor Who theme commonly called the Middle 8. This sequence not having been heard since the early Jon Pertwee era. Milton Johns had previously appeared as Bennick in The Enemy of the World, and Guy Crawford in the Android Invasion. Christopher Trenchell had previously played Roger Colbert in The Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, and Jenkins in The Faceless Ones. Writer and journalist Matthew Sweet has compared the Doctor's strategy of feigning madness in this story to Hamlet. Yeah, I definitely see that. So overall, this is a pretty entertaining episode and a nice farewell to Leela. So, overall, I give The Invasion of Time 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, next week we're going to be taking a look at the first season-long story arc, The Key to Time, starting with the first chapter of that, the Ribos Operation. And also we'll get to meet the Doctor's new companion. So, yeah. So, until next week, this is Hooping Queen saying, "Oh my Gideons! When I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.